It's nice to have you all here with me again today. And if this is your first time, well then welcome to Art by Bedell. This is Bev, and today I am working in my new nature journal, and for this page, it is a piece of handmade paper that I had purchased a while ago, and I would like to put in a waterfall feature here. So to start the waterfall, I need to make 3 little paper pads. I'm taking 1, 2, 3 sheets of 8.5 by 11 coffee stained copy paper that is 28 pounds, and I am going to fold it in half vertically. Give it a nice crease, and then I'm going to take my paint trimmer and I'm going to tear these pages in half. Then I will take them and I will fold them in half again. And there are 3 pieces of paper, which makes 12 pages in a paper pad. And so I need to do 3 more. And fold it in half, crease it well, take my paint trimmer and tear them. So I'll have 1 set to set aside for another paper pad somewhere down the road. And I'll take these 3 and I will fold them in half. And now I have my waterfall paper pads, 1, 2, 3. And if I alter them like this, then they open up like a waterfall. You can also stack them just like this. In my last journal, I did it this way. In this journal, I'm going to go right in line like this. So these journals, these little paper pads, need to have some covers put on them. And I'm going to make those covers out of the paper that I've been using in my journal. And this is my cleanup paper. I can leave a link below so you can see how I've made this paper. And we need to tear it to the width of our little paper pad that we have. So let's set it on top. And I need 3 of them. These do not have to cover the front and the back unless you want them to. I just have mine so that it's long enough to go over the front and has like a hinge going over the tops. So I will leave about 1.5 inches to 2 inches on the back side. This is what I'm going to take these. I will open them up, find the middle, and I will machine stitch across here. Well, I machine stitched last time. I will do a pamphlet stitch on this one instead, change it up a little bit. So I need to do that to all 3. So again, it gives me 3 covers to our little paper pads. Paper pads, I call these paper pads rather than journals because I have them attached to a journal. So I call them paper pads. If they were loose and I had bound them with a pamphlet stitch or machine or whatever and stuck them in an envelope, I would probably at that point then call them a mini journal. It's all in what you want to call it, guys. So there we have our waterfall effect. Let's stitch these together. To do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, I will, again, find the center. I'll take my awl. I'll poke a hole in the center. And then halfway to the left and halfway to the right. I have this waxed thread. And I am going to, that might be big enough, come down through the middle hole. Hold on to a tail. I'm going to go out the hole on the right, cross over to the hole on the left and come back into the center of my little paper pad. Might have just enough thread. And then I will go back out the center hole, but this time I want to stay to the right of this thread here. You want one of your tails on the left, one of your tails on the right. So I'll come back out and we have just enough to tie this in a knot. So you pull it taut and tie yourself a little knot. If you have enough string, you could do a bow. You could do this with embroidery floss. You could do this with whatever you like. I just like this thread. Okay, so we'll do that to the other two. Okay, so we have our 3 little paper pads to decide which one I want on top. And I think it's going to be this one because I have most of my ferns. There's 3 ferns showing on that one. And like this. And then how to attach those to my journal page. I'm going to place a little bit of glue on the back of this to hold it in place. And then I'll go over to my sewing machine and I want to stitch these on so I know they're on there securely. So I want to get them in place first. And I'll just use a little bit of tacky glue. That one's going to go there. This one's going to go here. So now, if I would have made my little paper pads smaller, I could have gotten more on here. So there's one. A little bit of glue on the next one. This one's going to go up there. Keep them fairly equal in distance apart, and that looks pretty good. And then do that to the last. There we have our waterfall. Okay, I'm going to go stitch these on, and I'll be right back. Here we go. There's our waterfall. Just opens up very nicely like that. All 3 of them. So we have to decide, do we want to add anything else to these? Like maybe something down on the corners here of each one of them, I think would be a good idea. Now we have stitching on the back side, and that's pretty cool with me. I like that. That gives actually a little design on the back without really even trying. We don't need all these loose threads, although. So in keeping with theme with the book so far, I've been adding the same lace. I am going to add a piece of lace across the bottom of each of these. That just makes those look really nice. And that doesn't add too much bulk to our book. We've already got quite a bit of bulk on this page with these little paper pads. Take the tacky glue, a little bit of glue right across the bottom here, and put my lace in place. And the same on the next 2. So I don't know whether this is looking plain or whether it's not looking plain. We are going to add something very lightweight. So one of these pieces of ephemera that I have cut out of a book would probably work just fine on these. A sticker would work fine too. We could go mushrooms. We could even just do a little tag, would be cute. Maybe we won't do all the same thing. How about mushrooms, some lichen? Let's separate the mushrooms. How's that? That dresses it up. I think just enough without adding too much more weight to this page, and we'll call it quits after we get these on. We will go around the outside edges of these with a little bit of tea-dyed ink. Glue them in place with our tacky glue. I think that looks real nice along with our ferns that we had put on there with a stencil. And there we go. That completes our waterfall. I hope you enjoyed this project and maybe you'll make a waterfall of your own. I want to add that the place that I first seen this waterfall was by 49 Dragonflies, and that's Barbara. And it was something she was doing. The idea originally came from a friend of hers. So you could hop on over to 49 Dragonflies on YouTube and check her out and see what she has done with her waterfall. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. See you again soon. Bye now.